and away we go. All right, so the value of a Bitcoin in 2010 was a dime, and in 2016 it was running around 900. And actually, right now it's still above $900, but it's been up as high as like 1250, which is phenomenal. It's also eclipsed the price of gold a couple times, which is really quite substantial accomplishment. And I think that as it goes forward, you're going to see Bitcoin become much more expensive than gold is going to be. These companies invested in Bitcoin, and I think the idea is to see what it was all about, but they also knew, I think, their tech people probably realized that it was going to create some real problems for these companies. These guys have really got to get a hustle on here and figure out how they're going to stay in business, because we don't need them anymore. And that's been proven by China and by India and by Venezuela. You know, when the yuan over there in China was being devalued and it just kept going down, the people that had money into Bitcoin put more money into Bitcoin, and they didn't lose anything, you know, and they effectively actually moved it out of the country. And so China instituted capital controls because of it. India devalued its currency by 85%, and everybody who had money in Bitcoin didn't lose a dime. They were fine. Venezuela is running its whole economy internally. The people themselves are using Bitcoin to get goods and services through Amazon.com, for gosh sakes. But the country itself has outlawed mining of Bitcoin in the exchanges. But it isn't stopping anybody because they're just doing peer-to-peer. See, we always have the opportunity to work with one another. The days of centralization is, you know, it's kind of in trouble. So in order to use Bitcoin tokens, you have to have an e-wallet. And a lot of people say, well, what's an e-wallet? I don't want an e-wallet. Well, you have one already anyway, because I know you've got a bank account someplace. And if you do, will you get online to go look at the bank account, see, check your debit card, or you find out what your bills are, or any of that kind of stuff? That's using an e-wallet. So it's nothing new. It's just the same kind of thing, except these wallets handle Bitcoin tokens and other kinds of tokens. So blockchain is the largest one. They started first. I think they got 12 million members. Coinbase is the second largest. It's about 6 million. You can shop with Bitcoins right now. You don't even need to convert this stuff back into fiat. There are many companies right now that will just take the Bitcoin token as payment for goods and services. And countries are beginning to do that. Accounting firms are beginning to do that. It's just going to happen. That's where it's going to go. There's still going to be fiat currency around, but it's not going to be used anyway like it is today. And see that guy right there in the picture? He's using his cell phone to make a payment. And that's really an important thing to consider, because what do you think the price of these things are going to be when the other 2.5 billion people on the face of the earth who have no banking relationship, all they got is a phone, so they don't have a computer, they can't do a lot of stuff, but you know what? They can do all this. And so Andreas Antonopoulos says that if you've got just an ordinary text phone and you're connected to the internet and you have an account to handle your Bitcoin tokens, you're like a Swiss bank. You can do everything a bank can do. And you don't have to ask anybody's permission. And you can do it when you want to do it. There's no 9 to 5, you know, and close down weekends, that kind of stuff. You can actually carry your entire bank and everything with you in your pocket. And if you ever have to take a vacation on an extended vacation at a moment's notice, like I recommend being ready to do, you know, you can take everything with you right there in your pocket. You don't have to worry about anything. You'll have plenty of money to take care of yourself, because you can always sell Bitcoin tokens anywhere in the world. There are people that want to buy them. And because of that, you're going to be able to take care of yourself. Now, this is Bitcoin trading. It's not Forex trading. Forex trading is trading these different currencies that exist out there, you know, euros, Swiss francs, dollars, that kind of stuff. We're not doing that, but they are applying the same principles here. And the reason they are is because Bitcoin is ripe for this. Why? Because of the high changes in price and goes up and goes down, the volatility. See, when that happens widely, man, that's opportunities to make money. You can make money when it's going up, and you can make money when it's going down. Now, I'm not talking about money in the conventional sense. Again, I'm talking about Bitcoin tokens, because what we're talking about here is doubling Bitcoins, okay? That's what we're talking about. So you can do that here, and you can do arbitrage sales. Arbitrage sales simply are, in the United States, you could buy a coin for $700, $800. You could sell it over in China there recently for $1,000. That's an arbitrage play. Look at that. That's fantastic. The other currencies, you can't do any of that stuff with. And besides, we want Bitcoin tokens anyway. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. And using these techniques, make it happen. The reason it can happen is because of the rise of the exchanges. See, the exchanges are the ones that do all the backbone work, right? Everybody is using a computer. Those computers have transactions that have to be taken care of. And it is the exchanges that make all that happen. Plus, they do the mining as well. And so because of that, you've got exchanges located all over the world in different locations. And pricing is different at different times. And that's why the traders are able to do trades. But they're doing robo trading because you've got to have computers watching all this stuff. These guys have massive numbers of contracts on the upside. They have massive number on the downside, plus the arbitrage stuff. So, and there's even variations of all of that stuff. So it's pretty cool when they can go ahead and help us get Bitcoin. But this is the only way we can get it now. When it first came out, they were giving the stuff away. I mean, it started at 0.001 in price. And now look at it. Just within this short, very period of time, the whole world is rushing. You've got to get Bitcoins, and you need to get them as fast as possible. But who's got the money? The average American right now can't even write a $500 check. See, we've been brought that low by that conventional system. And it's a system that wants to know everything we're doing. It wants to know when we move money someplace. If we buy coffee, they want to know about it. They want to be able to approve or disapprove our ability to have access to funding. Well, I'm done with that. I don't need that anymore because I've got Bitcoins and other technologies that are coming along now. And here's the benefits. What they're saying here is that they will enable you to double your Bitcoin in 90 days, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't take an arm and a leg to do it. You can get in here for as little as 5% of a Bitcoin to get started. The whole system is fully automated. You don't have to worry about any complications here. You do have to be careful. You do have to put the right numbers in, and you do have to spell your name correctly, and you have to press the right button, to send your coins and receive coins. But other than just being a little bit careful about what you're doing, the thing runs flawlessly. I haven't seen any problems associated with the system at all since we've been doing it. I've only seen human error where people are not paying attention and they make some mistakes, okay? There's no tedious activity here. You just simply decide what you're going to do. You give them the money to trade. They do the trading, and they send you all the money that you get, now the Bitcoins now, all into your own Bitcoin wallet. They don't hang on to it. They only keep the amount that they're working with to trade for at the time. Okay? And they do this every single day. You get those Bitcoins transferred into your account every single day. But it's international in presence. See, we don't have to convert anything. This Bitcoin token is good here, is just as easily in Australia or over a country in Africa. A Bitcoin is a Bitcoin. But you can't say that about a euro is a dollar, right? You can't say a French franc is a dollar. So you can't say a French franc is a euro. They're different. They have different backing and stuff, but Bitcoin is Bitcoin. And because it happens in real time, it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week kind of situation. There are countries that are a day ahead of us, because of the international dateline. Well, banks don't work that way. They only operate from 9 to 5 and in your locale. And some of them aren't even open on Saturdays anymore. You only need a phone to run this thing. That's pretty cool because most people have a phone. A lot of people say, I don't have a computer, but I got a phone. That's all you need. It's perfect. It's exactly what you have to have. Now, you may want to do your signups and all that kind of stuff and establish your accounts with a PC. That's probably a lot simpler. You probably should have a PC, at least a little one, because that ledger resides on your computer. See, it's a decentralized system. Everybody has the ledger, and the ledgers all have to agree. And you also have a way of using an optional binary network to actually accelerate it. See, the 90-day thing is not locked in stone. This is the way you do it. You got a passive system. You can put the money in. So you put 4 Bitcoin in. 90 days later, if you do nothing, they're going to pay you 2.2%. 90 days later, you have doubled your Bitcoin. You got 8 Bitcoins. Okay? Very, very simple. You don't have to do anything. But that gives you 4 times a year you can double, right? And that will give you 64 Bitcoin. Well, why just do it 4 times when you could do it 365 times? If you're willing to do a little bit about telling people about it, you can get and use the binary network. Well, when you add the passive side plus the referral fees that you get from the binary, you end up being able to double every week, every 2 weeks, every day if you want to. And people are doing that. See, unlike banks and insurance companies, when you refer somebody to the company, you actually get a little thank you, and that little thank you is based upon a referral fee that you get, and that fee is based upon the amount that you have placed within the company. Okay, on the low side it's 5%, on the high side it's 15%. I want to tell you, when we got into the 15% area, it really makes a huge, huge difference. You really want to get there as fast as you can. And you do that by referring people, letting them know what's going on. Now, the binary network is structured. There's a couple things you need to know about it. Pretty much everybody who's been around any kind of online businesses or one person-to-person marketing kind of stuff knows what a binary system is. It just means two. Well, there's you at the top, and there are two positions right below you, one on your right and one on your left in the diagram. And so what we recommend is that you take that top position and then you immediately take the two positions below you on your right and your left. And I'll explain why. Well, see, because what you're going to do is you're going to end up building those teams, and they go on to infinity. In order to generate that 8 Bitcoin a day, you want to develop a team of about 50 Bitcoins below you that people have brought in. And we're talking Bitcoin here because that's what it's based on. So what happens is that 50 Bitcoin generates a referral fee every time you renew your contract. So when you double, you have a choice. You have to make a decision. Are you going to renew or not renew? Well, what happens is you build that team of people. It doesn't stop. It keeps growing. You got one going down your right and your left. But notice that the line goes directly through that position directly below you. So you can only get 8 Bitcoin a day out of any one position. So once you've maxed out your top position, you've already built a line down here on the right side of this person on the right leg. And it's already half done. And you've got all those points over there. All you got to do is begin putting some people on the inside part of this position on the right side. And now you're going to be generating another 8 coin coming up because you got all these points over here. Okay, you see that? You've already done half the work, same as on the left. So you could literally have 3 positions right here generating 8 Bitcoin a day. That's 24 Bitcoin a day. That's phenomenal. And the line doesn't quit. It just keeps on going. Now, what you do need to know about this system is that you've got to continue that contract. See, when people get in here and they get started, they're going to double. There's no question about it. Everybody gets doubled. But the thing is that you got to understand that you got to continue system renewing your contracts every time so you can retain the binary theme. Why is that? Because they pay every day. So what happens is that here's you decide you're going to take a little vacation and you're not going to pay any attention to your contract and it's going to renew. You say, okay, I'll take care of it when I get back. We can't do that. You only have 24 hours to do that because they pay every day. They got to have this structure in place. So the thing is that if you pull yourself out by not renewing, you separate yourself from this line, these teams. They're going to flow up to the other people above because they can't. They got to do a calculation. It's a computer, bam, it's got to calculate the number of people there and who's related to who and who isn't, in referral base. And if you pull yourself out by not renewing your contract, they can't pay you anything and you're out of the line. So it goes up. Well, what's the problem with that? The problem is that when you decide to come back and start renewing your contract again, you can't get back in the line. You have lost all the work that you did. So the answer is to take your computer with you, and when it comes time to renewing, you're going to know when it's time to renew because there's a little bar that tells you it's getting close to renewing. We make every effort to ensure that we accurately represent the products and services of Gladia Coin and the potential for economic gain. Earnings and/or Bitcoin income statements made by the company or members are estimates of what you can possibly receive. There is no guarantee here that you will make any levels of Bitcoin, and you accept the risk that the earnings and Bitcoin income statements differ by individual. The examples are not to be interpreted as any guarantee, promise, representation, and/or assurance. We do not purport Gladia Coin or us and what we're doing as being a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, that said, here's the plans. You can join the plan with 5% of a Bitcoin, but this is a very special plan here. There's no doubling here. It's too small amount of money to do that. But what it does do is it opens the door that you can refer some people and you can receive a percentage of that binary. And then that enables you to get the funding to get to this plan here, the 10% plan, which is where the doubling starts, and that's where you want to go. You get a 6% binary referral fee, and you can earn up to 6 Bitcoin monthly doing this. But you know what happens is that people begin upgrading right away. As soon as they get some funding in, they start going up the chain, because this is where they want to get right away, to half a Bitcoin. See, that doubles in 90 days, but you get 9% of the binary that you referred. Now, when you refer somebody in at the lower levels, you don't lose those people. You just get a higher level of referral fee when you renew your contract next time from that team member down below you, okay? And you can get 30 Bitcoin a month doing this right there. But the point is, you want to get to the sweetheart plans, and that's these. There you go. You want to get to the Spartacus 7 plan, the 4 Bitcoin. That's where you want to go. And you know what? We started at the very bottom, the 5%. Just kind of tiptoeing our toes in here. And we shouldn't have. We should have just jumped right in and gone right for the 7 and been done with it. We'd be so much further ahead. But people have to start where you have to start. So if you have to start down there at the 0.05, fine, but start at the highest level possible. And you want to do 3 positions. If you can't do 3 positions, at least do 1 and put as much in there as you can. That's my recommendation, because of the referral fee. You see, the 1 Bitcoin gives you an 11% referral fee. The Spartacus 6 gives you a 13%, and the Spartacus 7 gives you a 15% referral fee. Okay, 8 Bitcoin daily. That's 240 Bitcoin monthly limit. You can't get any more than 8 a day out of any one position. But think about that for a minute. Is this worth doing? Well, yeah, I think so. Because right now you can exchange those Bitcoins tokens for fiat currencies anywhere in the world. You know, that's a could be probably pretty good deal. It'd probably replace an awful lot of need for financial stuff. But what do you have to do it? You just have to say you want to do it and refer some people, and don't be afraid to do that. People are seeing the Bitcoin payments hit their accounts. They're very excited, very happy. They found something that's going to alleviate a big problem in the country, which is loss of jobs. And seriously, you've got to do some research on the internet about the robots that are coming and this blockchain technology, because it is really a fundamental change in the way we are going to operate, and it's going to displace a lot of people. This could ease that pain tremendously. Because anytime there's major change like that, there's going to be an awful lot of people that are going to be looking for a new career, new jobs, and things like that. But here's one right here. How about becoming a Bitcoin trader? Huh? Pretty cool idea. Okay, to get started, all you got to do is choose the plan that's suitable for you.